Good evening, and welcome to Hanging with the Walkers. Here with my host and co-host, Rogers Walker.
Greetings, my brothers and sisters. Greetings.
Good evening, and welcome to another awesome episode of Hanging with the Walkers. You know what to do. Subscribe, text, inbox, message, put it on LinkedIn, Facebook, tweet, whatever it takes. Let them know that Hanging with the Walkers is now on. Message someone, let them know to tap in. We have an awesome woman of God on tonight that is going to share with us and bless us in so many ways. So I don't want you to miss it. Make sure you like and share this video so that those that you know or don't know will have the pleasure of meeting this woman of God. Welcome to Hanging with the Walkers, Miss Tracey.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for the invite this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you stopping by with your busy schedule to hang out with us on Hanging with the Walkers on tonight. Please tell us your name, tell us a little bit about you so that our audience will know who the real Tracey Washington is.
There's a lot to say about her. Well, I'm Tracey Washington. I'm the president and founder of Walk a Mile in Our Shoes. And Walk a Mile in Our Shoes was birthed um, as monuments that travel all across the country, from state to state. It's a traveling exhibit that memorializes victims that have fell to police brutality and gun violence.
Hmm.
I'm a mother of three, a grandmother of seven, and um, just living life, trying to get through this journey um, that I've been on the past year and a half. But I just thank God, that I have the strength and I have the ability to keep the names alive of all the victims that have fell to violence.
Wow,
And I just thank God that He has made me a voice in this arena for the voiceless.
that's
And here
awesome.
I am.
Oh man, I was just reading your bio and everything, sharing with my husband. I said, boy, I know she is busy. Now, through all of this that you're doing, are you employed with a full-time job also?
No, actually, I just because I travel so much.
Yes.
No, I do not have a full-time job. This is my
Okay.
full-time job.
Yes, it
My
is.
ministry with the monuments is my full-time job, and also I am the Manatee County NAACP president as well.
I saw
So
that.
I wear many hats in the community, and
Beautiful.
it
Beautiful.
just does not make time for me to have a full-time job. But I tell you, God has truly blessed, so that I would be able to do this. He
That's
put me on
awesome.
assignment, and I was obedient. I got to say that I was scared at first
Of course.
because I didn't know that the bills still got to get paid.
That's it. That's it.
But I tell you, when he says he's never saw the righteous forsaken or his seeds begging for bread, he meant just that.
That's it.
And I haven't begged for not a piece of bread yet.
That is so
So I just
awesome.
thank God for that this evening.
That's it. So, mother of three and a grandmother of seven. That's a job all by itself, just being a grandmother of seven kids. Oh my God. How old are your kids?
um, 36, 31, and 32.
And then your grandbabies?
Oh, they range from 16 all the way down to about to be a newborn.
Oh my
So,
goodness. That is
yeah.
awesome. You're at the right age for the teaching, right?
Hmm.
So I see I think that's so awesome, being president of the NAACP. I know that is a full-time job also. Tell us where
All
it's
by,
located.
ma'am.
Where is the office located?
We don't have a hub.
Okay,
We don't have a storefront, but we do meet every third Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. at 13th Avenue Dream Center.
okay, 13th Avenue. Dream Center. Okay. And to be a member of the NAACP, what do they have to do?
You would go to the national website
Uh-huh.
and you would do a membership, which is $30 a year.
Uh-huh.
And you would sign up to be a part of 5113 B as in boy, Manatee County.
Okay.
Once again, that's 5113 B as in boy, Manatee County branch
Okay. And how long have you been the president?
since January.
Since January. Okay.
But I was the first vice president for the past year and a half.
That's awesome. And do you see where it's making a change in our community?
Well, it's starting to turn around now.
Mm-hmm.
I have been working diligently to try to build the branch back up the way we need to be, because in a time as such as this, we really need to be visible.
Yes.
And I am trying with all my might to bring the branch back to life.
And that's a lot of
So I
work,
have some
although.
exciting things coming up, and I'm looking forward to what it's going to do.
That's awesome. Some good connections to be able to get the word out and good graphic designers for uh, putting the information out there for you.
Absolutely.
That's
And,
good. That's
I've been trying to be really visible in the community. I have started a 30 church initiative
mm-hmm.
um, to bring voter education, because the church used to be at the forefront when it came to civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like that has fell by the wayside. So
Mm.
I have started a 30 church initiative for me and some of the members to visit some of the churches. And we started that 2 weeks ago. We started at
Okay.
Bible Baptist Church so far,
Okay.
um, to encourage the community to join the NAACP, and to also encourage them to get registered to vote if they have not been registered, because it's very important that we get to the polls. Um, because we know, with everything that's going on right now in our nation, it shows you that the game never changes, only the
Mm-hmm.
players do.
Yes.
And the players change when we vote.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we don't like the way the things are going right now, we need to get ourselves in place in order to change that.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to be able to have a voice or have a seat at the table. And in order to do that, we're going to have to stand up, stick together, fight back, and get to those polls.
So what's the one thing that you would say to a stranger to encourage them to join the NAACP? One thing.
The one thing I would say to a stranger is, right now, we got to stick together. I'm gonna stay on that.
Mm-hmm.
We got to come out of the I, and we got to come into the we.
Gotcha.
It's so at so many times that I'm seeing in our community, there's so many eyes because so many people want titles, they want position. But right now we got to look far beyond that. And we
Mm-hmm.
got to be the we. We got to stand together. We got to fight together. We got to stand up tall. There's been so many civil rights pioneers that have passed on, like
Yes.
Martin Luther King, like John Lewis, like Marcus Garvey. They all said it themselves. And Martin Luther King has went as far as made the speech that he had a dream.
Yes.
But still, we're still trying to reach that dream at 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to change that. And the only way that we're going to change that is if we stick together
That's
and
it.
we fight back.
That's it. That's good. That's good. So like you say, we know about it. The young people know about it. Some of them are on fire to want to make a change, but so many things go wrong in their life, and when it does, they lay down the mantle and go back to what they know and feel like change is not going to take place. So they just stop. They just quit and they give up.
Mhm,
The
mhm,
resilience that they used to have, back in those days, the fire is not there. The older generation is gone. The one that would persist through every little milestone, every major hurricane. Um, Now they've lost that, almost like lost that zeal because there's been
And
so
I
much
hear
going
so many
wrong.
people say, I hear it over and over again when people say the NAACP does nothing.
Uh-huh.
And so my message to those people that say that the NAACP does nothing, what are you going to do about it?
Right,
Why don't you join in and do something about it
right.
and help us out? Because this isn't just a one-man fight here. It takes an army, it takes a village, it takes the community,
Yes.
not just one person. Because one person can't do it by themselves.
Wow.
Right. I mean, I don't know how many people remember the OAAU. That was a strong founded organization by Malcolm X, and it's the organization of African American unity, and it aimed for African America with each other and with the people of Africa, promoting Black self-reliance and connecting the struggling for Black rights in America and global struggles for human rights all over the world. And so
Mhm.
what you're aiming at is definitely towards what was already laid back in the 1960s. So all we have to do now
Absolutely.
is just build off the foundation. But we need unity in order to do that. We can talk till we turn blue,
Mhm.
but if we don't come
Absolutely.
together and get out there in them polls, nothing is going to
Nothing's going
change.
to happen.
The only thing we're going to
Mhm.
continue to do is complain, complain, complain. And what I'm tired of hearing is the complaining part. And I know you as well. We'll talk
That's where
about
I'm
what
at.
someone, we could talk about what someone is not doing, but until we get there in the action of it, and then we'll see exactly what they're really doing. It ain't easy you
Mhm.
think it is to get out there and voice your opinion and make something happen
Mhm.
or make some changes take place. It's gonna take more than one individual. And like what you're doing,
Mhm.
woman of God, is so powerful. You're bringing unity because you bring out the 32 of us. You bring them from church to church to church, and you informing the people, hey, this is the way we got to go. This is what we have to do in order to make this work. Are you willing
Absolutely.
to ride? Are you willing to walk? Are you willing to fight for what's right? Or are you gonna continue to stay on the sideline and cheer and complain?
Mm.
Mhm.
Like you say, it's a lot when it comes to rallying. You know, it's bad enough. We were just laughing about that the other day. It's bad enough to bring us together for a family reunion. Can you imagine
Mm.
trying to bring us together for the NAACP or for the rights that's in the public? We can't even get together to do
But
a family reunion.
Mhm.
We can't have
Mhm.
unity there because somebody want to be in charge. Somebody want to tell the other what to do. Somebody want to dictate this and dictate that, and then we wind up not doing it. So
Absolutely.
if
And
we,
then
uh-huh.
and the other thing, there's another piece to that. I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's another piece to that. And then when we get African Americans voted in to run for office,
Right.
we beat them up and beat them down so bad,
Yes.
our own people, until nobody wants to run anymore. And so we have nobody with a seat at the table.
That's it.
that's it.
That's it.
But
And
we
then you
scream black power all day. But you beating up your black inner man.
yeah,
I'm missing the point there.
that's it. That's it. Yes, we do. We hold one another to another standard. We'll be the first one to dig up their past and give it to the
Mm-hmm.
opposition. We'll be the first
Mm-hmm.
one to say what it is that they used to do or what they did, not what they're trying to do now. We'll talk about their past and then bring it up.
Yeah.
And then we'll throw our rocks and hide our hand every time.
Because when we look at the situation here, let us be honest with one another. There could be no black or white unity until we first have some black unity.
Mm,
We cannot
Correct.
think of uniting with others until we, after all, ourselves first unite amongst ourselves. We cannot
Mm-hmm.
be acceptable to others until we have first proven that we can accept one another.
mm.
Absolutely.
So until this get back in order, what we're doing is just in vain. Because I could
Mm-hmm.
just
We're
say
just
we
talking.
scream Black Lives Matter, but we murder one another every second of the hour.
Mm, mm, mm,
I
So
was getting to that.
where
I
does it
was
matter
getting
at?
to that.
mm.
What does it
I
matter
was
at?
getting there.
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
I was getting there. See, I like y'all already.
Go right ahead.
Because see, we screaming Black Lives Matter and we protest about everything else. And I'm one of those people that get out there with my picket sign and my bullhorn. But when we kill each other, where we at? See, we're too proactive.
Right.
Mm. We're reactive. We're not proactive.
That's it right there.
Correct. We're reactive.
Mm-hmm.
We activate when something happens.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we get to the point to prevent it before it happens?
Right.
Hello, somebody.
That's it. That's it. That's
We
it.
got to
I
have
hear it
restoration.
every day. I deal with
Mhm.
this on a daily basis all over the world. I hear all of us screaming, no justice, no peace. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, what are we going to do to prevent it?
Mm.
What's our
Mhm.
prevention measures?
In order to prevent it, we got to have restoration. We got to have reorientation. We got to have education. We got to have economic
Absolutely.
security in order for this to
Absolutely.
take place. We got to go back. See what most uh, 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 individuals are doing. They're doing the highlight part, but no one is doing the basic. We got to get back to the basic. We got to brush off the foundation that's already laid before us. We don't have to create another foundation. All we got to do is just build off of it.
Because the
And
will
once
is
we do
already
that,
spinning. Why recreate it?
exactly, exactly.
Because we want you to know that we did it. We want you to know that we formed it. We
Mm,
want you to know that we started it. So in order for it to feel that way, or you to know that, then I have to be the front runner or forerunner. I won't follow you. I do what you're doing
Mhm.
and call it something else different, even though we're on the same page with one another.
mhm.
I'll
So you're
just take
going
your
back to the
idea.
I.
Yes,
So you're
yes,
going back to the I.
that's it.
You're
That's it.
leaving the we, you're going back to the I.
Hmm. That's it. That's it right there. But that's okay. Like you say, when your voice crying in the
Mhm.
wilderness, sometimes it's a silent voice,
That's it.
and then someone will be ignited by what
That's
it
it.
is that you
That's it.
share and what it is that
That's
you
it.
do. And I see so an activist for FAMM, Family Against Mandatory Minimums, since 2002. Please share with our audience what is that?
Families Against Mandatory Minimums, better known as FAM, for people that don't know what FAM stand for.
Uh-huh.
Um, they fight for sentence reform and justice reform because we already know that we have an unjust system when it comes to our judicial system.
Hmm.
It was always set up to fail us. It was never set up to help us. Because if you look at the percentage ratio, you'll see who's there.
Right.
And they're still building new prisons, privatizing prisons every day. It's where a lot of the money in our nation goes to, is into our prison system. So FAM, um, Lynn Bias, I don't know if you remember Lynn Bias. He was a basketball player that died of a drug overdose.
Hmm.
And after Lynn Bias passed away, they put into place the mandatory minimums. And if you had a small amount of cocaine versus rock cocaine, um, then you would get life in prison.
Mm.
And that is with your first offense.
Mm.
And the mandatory minimums, a mandatory life sentence is imposed on you. And so FAM gets out and they fight against mandatory minimums
Mm.
because so many people are unjustly sentenced because of that. And the judges do not have, they don't rule on their own discretion. They have to go by a guideline whenever you go in front of a federal judge with
Mhm.
those type of charges. So we're paying all these tax-paying dollars for these judges that can't even make a decision. They have to
Mm.
go by a guideline. And so many times I've heard in the courtrooms, in federal courtrooms, I've heard the judges say, I wish that I could do something better, but I got to abide by the guideline.
Yes, yes.
So BAM put out a campaign and an initiative to stop the mandatory minimums. And so
Okay.
I've been a part of BAM since 2002.
We see the movies on TV. Oh my goodness. I showed one to my husband where this young lady, her and her husband got caught stealing.
Hmm.
and they more or less threw the book at him, and she stayed faithful. I guess they had 4 kids or something like that, and she stayed faithful because they wasn't gonna let him out. She kept going to appeal after appeal after appeal, and I think they robbed a bank or something like that. It was a black guy.
Mhm.
I wrote the name down, and I said I was going to remember it for tonight. But the sentence was so harsh, and every time he got to a point to where there was an appeal, something else came up, and they threw it out, and he couldn't get out. But somebody saw and heard his story, and these lawyers stuck together, white, and stayed with him and got him home to his family. So now they go to and fro, traveling wherever they can, trying to help the injustice, trying to share their story, trying to,
Mhm.
encourage the families to hang in there, don't give up. You remember that movie I was telling you
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
That was something else. That was heart wrenching, even looking at that. To know, she raised the boys the best she could. She had 4 boys, and she raised them the best she could with him being behind bars, and still trying to keep the respect of the man of the house, even though he wasn't there to raise them. He had to raise them
Right.
from behind prison bars. And I see that's a part of your testimony also.
Yeah, because FAM creates a more fair and effective justice system that respects our American value of individual accountability and dignity while keeping our community safe at the same time. So
Mhm,
eliminating those mandatory minimums would be just wonderful. And we would
mhm.
have more of our families home, more of our babies home.
And I see the a part of your bio says child of incarcerated parent.
Hmm.
So mother or father?
It was my father. And
Uh-huh.
that's what made me, being raised by my grandparents. And my mom was off in college, and my dad was, incarcerated a number of times while I was growing up. So I was always absent from that piece. Um, and I knew that once I grew up, I wanted to do something
Hmm.
to help other children that were just like me. So
Hmm.
that's how I started off with my nonprofit, Kids with Hope. And I do a huge Christmas party every year for children that have an incarcerated parent.
Wow.
And um, I just wanted to be able to give back, because if I didn't have my grandparents, then, I don't know where I would be.
Wow.
But having a Christmas was so important, to wake up and to see that I had tons of stuff under the tree,
Under the
stuff
tree,
that came
yes.
all the way out into the middle of the floor. I had so much stuff. So my thing is, I wanted to be able to make sure that other kids had a Christmas just like me. And I
That
don't
is
make
awesome.
those parents come out to get 1 or 2 gifts for their kids. I give them gifts per
That oh, with
child,
the S, with the S.
lots of them. So yeah, lots of them. So that's my thing on children that have an incarcerated parent. I am one of those children.
Well, that's awesome. And then where do you have this at?
It's various places
Okay.
each year. It just all depends on where I can find a venue that's available for my dates.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I have it various places, but for the past couple years, it's been held at Warren's Temple.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Here in our local area.
Hmm.
Yes. And who do you partner with? Certain churches, certain organizations,
Prison Fellowship Ministries, and also Toys for Tots.
prison fellowship ministries. Don't that sound familiar?
Who?
Prison fellowship ministries.
Not right offhand.
Is that any kin to Sheila Johnson?
Mm-mm. They're out of Ocala. They're up in North Florida.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, because I,
It's
I
a
I thought
huge
I heard.
nonprofit organization.
Nice, nice. And we have to make sure that that information and whatnot is posted so we could put it on our page. During the holidays because we do share other announcements, our community announcements, and that sort of thing. So that's how I got to being nosy, looking at that flyer where you were with Dr. McLeod. That
Oh,
heart.
so I'll tell you a little bit about that.
Okay,
Um, Dr. McLeod and I are really, really good friends. She's
that's
actually
good.
my pastor's wife. So
Oh,
that's how our relationship was built. And me and one of my sisters, and I called them my sisters because we have a whole circle of mothers.
okay.
And me and one of the other mothers, one of the angel mothers, Tawana Span, we got together and we came up with the Healing Hearts.
Nice.
So, as a part of the Jabaz Span Foundation and Walk a Mile in Our Shoes, we put together the Healing Hearts to help with grief therapy and support for mothers that have lost children.
Wow.
And that what you saw was our first brunch
Oh,
that we
wow.
had, and it was amazing. It was
I bet
powerful.
it was.
Um, Hospice, Empath Health, now better known as Hospice, they partner with us,
That's
and
nice.
I have a friend. His name is Orlando. He's a therapist as well, and he partnered with me as well. He will also be doing my healing retreat, which I will be doing from October the 31st through November the 3rd
Wow.
at Day Springs Episcopal Center. They will also be sponsors for that as well, for a whole weekend of just healing for
Mm,
mothers.
wow.
So we're making moves, me and the angel moms, and I love them to death, my new extended family, because we support each other because losing a child is a long journey and it's a
I
lot
can
of pain.
imagine. Hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand us when it comes to our pain and how long we grieve because it's a pain that never goes away. I'm a
Mm,
year and a half in, and today I was in a dark room all day.
mm.
And before I could leave the house, I had to get on my knees and just continue to ask for continued strength
Yes.
because this journey is long and it's hard.
Mm,
But even though it's long and it's hard, I have to stop sometimes and I have to trust God and trust what He has allowed
hmm.
and just ask for that continued strength, um, so that I can keep on my journey that He's put me on.
That's
And I'm
it.
being obedient. But at the same time, even though I'm going through, I'm still trying to help other mothers.
That's it.
So that's the good thing about it. So I just wanted to get that circle of mothers together locally because we see them all over the world. We travel everywhere. So
Hmm.
we're in every state, but just to have it locally here when I'm not with the ones that's out of town, it makes it so much better. It makes
Wow.
the progress and the healing just better.
That's it. That's it. So, Doctor, I call him D Hurricane. That's your pastor.
Yes.
Oh. So we've been knowing them since we moved over on this end. And that's why I said Sheila Johnson, because her and Dr. B. McLeod were very close.
And I was very close with Sheila Johnson as well.
Okay, okay, all right. And I thought that was her sister that was a part of that prison ministry that you were referring to. But
Oh,
yes,
you talking about that's my girl, Miss Shirley MacArthur.
that's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So does she partner with you all also when it comes to your
We have a separate one. Hers is in Sarasota and mine is in Manatee.
gotcha?
But hers is usually right before mine. So she
Mm-hmm.
always helps me out if I need something
Mm-hmm.
with mine, even with my back to school stuff. She helps me out a lot with that. She'll call and check in on me to make sure I'm okay when it comes to that stuff. So
That's
yes.
awesome. And that's so wonderful that it's not on top of one another, that it's two different entities and two
Mhm,
different dates. I like that.
mhm,
But please, like I say, so now that we've connected, when you're having something, you can always share it to my page and I'll make sure that I add you to our other two outreach pages, our ministry page and our women and men on fire. So that way, when the flyer is there, I can always share it with the community. If you're
Okay.
just joining us, you have the pleasure of being in the presence of an angel mom, Tracey Washington. She is mother of three, grandmother of seven, activist for families against mandatory minimums. She is a part of the Sarasota chapter, leader for Florida Restoration Rights Coalition, president of Manatee County NAACP, Minnesota Reentry Project Inc., and president and founder of Walk a Mile in Our Shoes. Um, and she is the child of an incarcerated parent, and she's fighting to let those kids that are on the outside understand and know that someone loves them. I like that in your bio where you said where you inspire and ignite meaningful conversations. And considering everything that you do, when you do open up your mouth to be able to share about what it is that you do and who you are, it automatically inspires and it ignites a fire, so that
Mm-hmm.
someone who does feel as if they are an activist want to get involved, want to do something, want to share, want to volunteer, want to take a part. And I know that is draining for you. I know that is a lot for you emotionally and mentally, because from your bio that you lost a son November 2023. If it's not too much, if you could share a little bit about what happened.
Brianna was having a mental health episode at a Circle K convenience store in Palmetto on
Uh-huh.
the night of November 1st. Well, it was like Halloween night, but it was going into November 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the store clerk was kind of alarmed because he was acting um, different in the
Mm-hmm.
store. So he called 911 and he said that he needed assistance. He didn't necessarily need police assistance, he needed EMS.
Uh-huh.
And but EMS ended up not getting there first.
Wow.
The police did. And as he continued to act the way that he was acting, um, they tased him 3 times, tased him until he went into cardiac arrest,
I think I remember that.
and laid on the ground with no assistance
Mm-hmm.
for a number of minutes, unresponsive before there was any aid even given. So um, I kept him alive for 24 hours on a
Mm-hmm.
respirator, and November 2nd, he succumbed to his injuries.
Wow. Hmm. And then, like you say, that
And here we are.
yes, fighting, trying to help others, um,
Absolutely.
turning your
And to
tough.
also keep Beyonce's name alive. I would never
That's
let
it.
my child's name go dead.
That's it. That's it.
His mother will never die with him. I will be
Mm,
his voice until the end, and I will fight to the end until I get justice.
that's
Even
it.
though it got kind of quiet because at first I was doing a lot of protesting, a lot of rallying. I did a lot of fighting, and just because you don't hear me, that doesn't mean that I'm gone. I'll
That's
never
it.
go away.
That's it. That's it. How old was he?
He was 36. That's why
36.
I said when you asked me about the children's age, 36. He'll be forever 36.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But like I say, such a awesome journey. And I know you have some great pastors and leaders, but when there is time for Tracey to just wind down and take a breath, what
Hmm.
is it that you do to help to relax the mind and relax the heart?
I lay
Do
in my bed and I watch Netflix. And I ignore the world and what is going on with Facebook when people yelling and screaming my name and all of that on Facebook. I totally ignore them and I watch Netflix.
That's it. That's it. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Now, do you ever leave the county or city or state and watch Netflix and shut in, or is it just a
All
local
the
thing?
time. All the time.
That's neat. That's neat. And then the kids have your phone number so they can always reach out to you and find out what grandma is and where
I
she
never
hiding
shut
at.
my phone off just because of my kids.
Gotcha.
Even though
Gotcha.
my kids are grown, but that has been a standard rule between me and my children. You never turn your phone off. You might turn the volume down, but you never turn the phone off.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, if there are any kids, any children that's on the line tonight, you heard it here tonight from Miss Tracey Washington. You never turn your phone off, Katina. You never turn the phone down so you can't hear somebody calling or checking or making sure everything's okay. That was an inside joke.
I know because I want to say Ernisha the same way because my daughter will ignore me.
Oh my God. What is that famous statement? Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. My phone, my ringer must have been down. It could have been emergency when I needed you just that moment, or just needed someone to talk to, and
Mhm.
your phone was down, or your phone was off, or laid down somewhere. And I laugh at myself when I say that because sometimes my husband called me and he said, "So I called you about 3 times. Where was your phone? Okay, so now I can't find my phone. So where did I lay it down? You know, you keep having birthdays, keep laying your phone down, you keep forgetting where your phone is." So guilty is charged. Guilty is charged. So I try to remember to keep it with me because you never know when there's an instance where someone needs you. And like I say,
Absolutely.
you do so much and you're there for so many people. But I thank God that you do have strong leaders. You have praying leaders that cover you when you travel from point A to point B in these sessions because you have a voice. Not everybody wants to hear it. Does that make
That
sense?
makes sense.
Correct.
Not
Correct.
everybody
But
wants
I
you to
can
be.
tell you one thing for sure. There is
Uh-huh.
one thing that I can say for sure. When
Mm-hmm.
I started protesting and I didn't have a lot of people that I thought would be behind me in
Yes,
those marches, but I can say one thing for sure. My pastor was on the front line with me.
that's all right.
He never left me. He came in his church shoes and his church suit, straight from church. He and First Lady McLeod was
That's
right
all right.
there on the front line from the beginning.
That's all right. That's all right. Standing right there with you strong.
That's what they do.
Stood, he stood with me.
That's what they do.
He just showed up late. He showed up late and said, "Where you want me at?" I said, "Right here beside
That's
me."
it. But he was there.
He was there.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Again, if you are just joining us, please like and share this video. There's so much connection, fellowship, and oneness that needs to be made in our community,
Yes.
not just in our community, but across our nations. Um, Miss Tracy is president of our local um, NAACP for Manatee County, Manatee Sarasota chapter leader for Florida Restoration Rights. She's fighting so many issues in so many areas that it takes the prayers of the saints to help keep you strong, help keep you build up. Because, like you say, a lot of journeys. You know, when I text, so yeah, I'm on the line with the NAACP. Yeah, I'm in a meeting now, but when I get off this one, I'll be with you all. So I understand and know that your time is limited. You know, from morning to night. So you have to make every moment count.
That's right.
Every moment count.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. In your bio, you said you're one voice shaped by resilience, and that can transform the world. That is so powerful. All
Because
right,
I
Tracy.
tell a lot of people every day, you know, I might not be able to save the world,
Mm-hmm.
but I've definitely died trying.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And when he gave me that voice, um, I use it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I haven't had a squeaky clean past myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people every day when they get out of incarceration that you can do whatever you set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
When I give, I speak a lot of places now and
Okay.
at a lot of events and in a lot of churches. But one thing I do not leave out about myself, because I tell you all these good things that I'm doing and what I've done and all of that. But let me tell you who Tracey Washington is. Let me
Okay.
reintroduce myself.
Okay.
My name is Tracey Washington, and I am a returning citizen. I'm a convicted felon.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can do it, and if God did it for me, He
Yes.
can do it for anybody else.
That's it.
You gotta want it though.
Gotta want it better than
Mhm.
anything.
You gotta want it.
Now, do you have connections or information like you have kids that have parents that are incarcerated? Are there programs or things that they can tap into or have available to them because their parents are in jail?
Well, one of the things I haven't really been doing anything with that piece since my journey began a year and a half ago with all of this other stuff.
Yes.
Um, I have not been working a lot with the kids like I used to do. Um, but now I have something on the radar. I haven't announced it yet until I get this partnership that I'm trying to get now.
Gotcha.
And there will be a resource in the community.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And like you say, I wish there were hands that reach across counties. I'm from St. Lucie County, and we used to have a same thing. Used to have a strong NAACP. Frank Matthews was NAACP president, like a voice crying in the wilderness, going from place to place trying to make change. Same thing, and the fight was great even then. And to have
Hmm.
a nephew that have mom was incarcerated, came out, you know, turned herself around. She was working and everything. And then to not have his mom, not have his
Hmm.
dad, not have his grandparents, but yet and still the resilience was there. And he walked and graduated with his high school diploma against all of those
Great,
opposition. So now that he
great,
has his high school diploma, what else is there for me? What other programs are there for me? What do I do? You know, where do I go from here? How do I get help? You know, what's next for
correct,
me? So that he, as a young man and a young black man, won't lose that
mhm.
stamina, won't lose that energy. What do we have for them? What do we have to offer them? Where do we lead them to? Um, you know,
And
career
that was my
goals.
question from the
Yes.
beginning when I first started out.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you that Juneteenth this year, I will be doing the first annual Miss Juneteenth pageant in Manatee
Mm-hmm.
County.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
going to be for underprivileged girls, um, for scholarships for them to go to an HBCU.
Nice.
So that's one of the resources that we can have for girls. But like I said, I just had a conversation with another organization just a couple weeks ago, and we're seeing what we can do as far as the boys because they need men in their lives. We
Yes.
see so many daddy daughter dances and daughter daddy this and all of that, but what about the boys?
Yep.
So where our men at? We need them to stand up, you know.
Now there was again, that's another county, but in Tampa they have this organization where they do the young men in the suits and do the dinners and the speakers to
Mhm.
encourage them.
Mhm.
Are you familiar with them also?
I'm not, I've seen some of their stuff, but I'm
Yes.
not familiar with them. I don't have a relationship with them.
Okay. So like I say, different, no, what they call it, no man is an island. We understand that, but
Yeah, yeah.
different people are doing different things in different areas, but nobody like come together so that you may be doing it in Hillsborough County, but can you turn us on to what we can do for Manatee County? You know what I mean?
Correct. Correct.
There
And
is
that's
a
what I try to do. Most of the time, that's how I find most of the people that I build relationships with is
that's it.
because I research every day to see
Mhm.
who's doing what in my arena so that we can try to get together and put our heads together and see how we can spearhead
Yes,
something.
that's it. That's it. And then I just shared this live with Lou Johnson, Chanel Johnson. They were doing like a
They're, they're with me a lot with Walk a Mile in Our Shoes.
okay, good, because he does the men thing. He's been trying to draw the 100 men in black
Mm-hmm.
once a
Yes,
year.
yes, I went last year.
Yeah. Oh, so you should have seen us because we were there too.
It was in Wild Mama.
No, they actually had it at your church.
They had it at my church this year. I'm talking about last year.
Oh no, no, I was there. We were there this year.
This year I was out of town. I was out of
Mhm.
town when they did it this year.
Gotcha, gotcha. So I made sure I shared that. And anyone that's doing anything of that nature, Pamela Davis, I just shared it
She's
with.
actually one of my judges for the Juneteenth pageant.
Okay, good, because she does the modeling. She was a
Yeah.
model, and she does things. So I'm thinking of people while you're talking and sharing it to them that are doing the same thing that needs to kind of like connect and get on the bandwagon. But
Hmm.
you already there.
I told you, like I just told your husband, if the wheel already spinning, why the only thing it needs is some grease.
You
You
sure
don't
do.
need to, you don't need to reinvent it. Just keep it
No,
moving.
that's it. That's it. That's it. And because they, like you say, they're in the midst of and then trying to build and don't have the mindset uh, that it's all about me. They want to join with other people. They want to build together. And when we first moved over here in 2006, um, and we established our ministry in Bradenton in 2011, Connecting in the Spirit Outreach Ministries Incorporated. And what we used to do every year was a fifth Sunday fellowship, and we invited churches, whomever from all over, East Coast, West Coast, and we got up to 17, 15. We got up to 15 churches,
Mm,
representation under one roof, under one roof.
wow.
And the enemy was busy. We had food, and it looked like the food was multiplying every time we had it. We rotated
Hmm.
speakers, rotated choir, praise and worship. Our home church from Fort Pierce came over to join in with us. Different ministries out of Fort Pierce started hooking up and coming over together. It was a beautiful situation, but the enemy was mad. And
So
we
where do
got
you live? Where do you live? Port St. Lucie?
no, we're in Waimama now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in
Okay. But you're
we
from Port St. Lucie.
Fort Pierce. We're about
Oh, okay.
20 minutes north of Port St. Lucie.
Yeah, I got family in Hope Sound.
Okay, okay. So we're from the East Coast, and we lived in Bradenton 14 years. And our ministry was up and running from November 2011 to 2018 to 2020
Oh,
in Bradenton, and
it
we
was
were
in
in that
Bradenton?
in Lakewood Park. You know what that is? Lakewood Park. It's off of
Lakewood
Cortez
Park?
and Lakewood Park. Yeah, Lakewood Park. It's a business center
Where was that
called Lake.
at?
Uh-huh. Christine, Pastor Christine Sutton, her ministry was out there. Um, what was the other young lady that she does the programs? Her mom lived next door to Pastor Sheila.
Oh, Marcelino?
Marcy Martin.
Mm-hmm.
You know Marcy Martin?
Real good friends.
Okay, so she does a lot of joining people and having services and that sort of thing. So I was just thinking of names of people that are trying to do different things that bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you say, that's what we need to do, especially when it comes to the NAACP. Now, are there
Absolutely.
a lot of businesses connected with NAACP?
No,
Wow.
it's like I'm starting this branch all over from scratch.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Because I know a lot of them kind of like register their businesses under the NAACP. So you definitely got a fight on your hand trying to start from the bottom. Wow.
Absolutely.
Do you have a good secretary?
Hmm.
You have a good secretary?
Hmm.
So I know she have her work cut out for her too, sending
She
letters
does,
and phone
but,
calls.
but she's been a secretary for 30 years, though. She's been there for a long time.
Oh wow. So she has the connections, but still the people are not receptive.
Right. Hmm.
Wow. So that's not good. So it's got to be something that will spark their interest again, that want to do something great for the community.
Well, that start within.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing that you can do to spark anybody. That's something they have to do for themselves.
Right.
Mike Jackson said the plan is the man in the mirror.
Hmm.
If you want something good to come out, you got to first put something good in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is the issue that we're having. We want change, but we don't want to do the work to make change.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We want to be a part of the program, but we don't want to be involved in the program.
Hmm.
This is the issue that we're having.
So if it's powerful and receptive, I'm in.
Well, once it get to the top up here and where zillions of people are portraying a part of it, then everybody want to join them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody want to start from scratch. Nobody want to be original.
Right.
Nobody
Hmm.
want to get their hands sweaty. You know, it's just like people that want a paycheck but they don't want to go to work to earn it.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
so this is what's taking place with her right now. She talk about it. She put the flyers out. She spread the good news and everything. And then we hear, okay, yeah, that sounds good, and that's all it is. Boom.
And don't show.
After her back turn, their back turn.
Wow.
You know,
Yep.
never hear from them again. You know what I mean? All the broken promises that she don't heard. You know what I mean? It get weary. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
this is why the Bible tells us in Galatians 6, don't get weary in our well doing.
Yeah.
Because in our due season, we'll reap a
We'll
harvest.
reap if we faint not.
So, woman of God, just keep pushing forward. Keep putting that foot in front of another. Every time the Lord wake you up, repeat it again. Repeat it again. Repeat it again. Like a broken record. Sometimes people have to hear things more than just one time in order for them to register to them. In order for them to take you serious. So don't change
Hmm.
anything. Don't change your format. Don't change your strategy. Don't change anything about what you're doing. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Because the season already been planted. We just need someone to come behind and just water and then cultivate it.
Hmm. That's good.
That's it.
Wow. Well, listen, I know that you're like a voice crying in the wilderness, and there are so many lives that's going to be touched and changed by the work that you're doing. Like you say, in honor of your son, number one, and then all of those kids and all those families with that reentry. When we first moved over here, um, and I was in the Manatee County area working with the health department, we connected with this young lady in the Sarasota area, and she was on this thing about the reentry, being able to those that were coming out of incarceration to be able to um, have. And I know Pastor April. She's in Sarasota, but a lot of times she worked in Manatee.
Second chance, last
So
opportunity.
that's it. That's it. That's it. So we met this group of white people from the Sarasota County Jail when I was working at the health department, and she was trying to set up this program to where when men or women came out of jail, that they would have this closet to where they could get clothing, to be able to have their first interview, and the second set,
Hmm.
to find them housing. Um,
Project 180.
yeah, yes, and I don't know whatever came of that, but she actually was
They
gifted
have two houses now. They
two
have two
houses. That's
houses
it.
now,
That's
and
it.
they do the
That's it.
program called the
Yes.
48-hour program. They give
Yes.
them enough clothes for the first 48, and everything that they need for the first 48 of them coming out. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes. Yes. So when that birth years ago, and you know how long ago that's been. That's when
Hmm.
I met them when we were on that end, and then they transitioned me from the job that I was in to something that's totally different, and we lost contact. But the thought of them having some kind of hope, regardless of how they got there, but they had some kind of
Mm-hmm.
hope when they were released.
Mm.
And again, as you said, because of our ministry, we ran into a lot of the kids when we were in Fort Pierce, moms that were on drugs that stole
Mm-hmm.
their kids while they were high, and all kind of crazy stuff coming out of jail. But we were able to formed this organization called Teens Making a Difference. And these kids came together from everywhere. We had different nationalities, and we would go from different churches, juvenile justice detention centers, trying to minister to these kids, trying to encourage them, trying to, remind them to hang in there, reunited families together, a mother of 8, and they hadn't spoken to one another in years, but through prayer and supplication, oh my God, he joined the family back together. So we've been on this fight for a long time in our own in our own personal ministry. But as my
And,
husband
and, and,
said,
and it's so funny because all of this stuff that you hear, I've been on this journey by myself since 2017. So
yes,
I know exactly where you're at with that.
yes, ma'am,
And we'll
yes,
have
ma'am,
more conversations. We will definitely have more conversations outside
yes,
of this.
yes, 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 yes. So, like I say, since 2004, um, it's just been a fight, just been a hard, just been a dream to be able to do that. But we are called connecting in the spirit for a reason, so that when we run into people like you that are doing great things in the community, when we run into someone that's doing the same thing, then we make sure we share the information so that a connection can
Absolutely.
be made and
And
something
that's
can be
great.
birthed. Yes, yes. And that's what we need to do. So if someone is listening right now, what can you say to them to encourage them to join the fight, to become a part of what it is that you do?
Join the fight. I mean, we got to fight back. I can't
That's
do
it.
this by myself. This is not my fight by myself. It takes a
Yes.
village, and it's going to take the community to stand with me and stand behind me and to support me on it.
That's it.
And just like Mr. Walker has said, or Pastor Walker has said this evening, until we come together and stop being so divided, we're just going to continue to have conversations like we're
That's it.
having now.
Hmm. That's it. And to get it to, like you say, the right people. I know that sounds so heart wrenching sometimes. We're a voice crying in the wilderness, and it's just us. Sometimes they don't recognize us,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
the right person can say it and
Mhm.
and
And it's
spark
like
a
we have so
connection.
many cliques, and it shouldn't be cliques. We should be together as one.
Yes,
So I
yes,
say to everybody this evening that's on this broadcast that can hear this broadcast, don't forget, drop the I and get the we,
I love
because
that.
it's going to take us, not just I.
That's it.
Put them positions and them titles down for a minute
Hmm.
and think about your community.
That's
Think
it.
about your nation, what we're going through right now.
Hmm.
Drop the I's, bring the we's.
That's it. Think about the Joshua generation that's coming behind us now,
Mm.
that
Mm.
definitely needs someone that when we teach them how to fight. I just wrote this book called Broken Pieces. And in that book I was sharing, we taught them how to fight with these, but did we teach them how to fight in the spirit? Did we teach them how to
Absolutely.
pray? Did we teach them how to persevere in the midst of all the trauma that they're going through? To don't
Hmm.
quit, don't faint, but to just keep pushing forward. Did we teach them that?
Correct.
Through all that we did, through all that we're doing, through how we live, did we really teach our children how to fight in the spirit, how to be able to pray until God changes the situation?
Absolutely.
Because
And who
somebody
keeps
needs.
us safe? Who keeps us safe? We
That's it.
keep us safe.
That's it. That's it. That is so true.
That's it.
Any words of encouragement?
No, I don't have anything.
Oh my goodness. I am so glad that we had a chance to come together on this live on tonight. And I know this won't be the last time. I'm so glad that I reached out to you. I saw the page, I saw the flyer, and I reached out to your pastor. And she was explaining to me, she says it was Miss Tawana Span that did the heart luncheon. She said,
It
but
was both of us. It was me
yes,
and Tawana.
that's what she told me. And she said, but you gotta get in touch with Tracy. She says, and I promise you it'll be worth the conversation. And she was right.
Yes.
She was
And we
definitely
do
right.
have a website for Walk a Mile in Our Shoes. You can see the things that we're doing. It's
Okay.
walkamileinourshoes.net.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna put that up, walk them out. And if they want to get in contact with you, how can they get in talk contact with you?
Go to the website. All my contact information is on the website.
Okay.
walkamileinourshoes.net.
Okay, walk them out in our shoes. Now, do you do walkathons and that sort of thing?
We will actually be, I don't do them personally. We will actually be in St. Petersburg, Florida on Wednesday, September the 17th at 5:30. There will be a peace walk for gun violence, a gun violence peace walk, and the monuments will be there on display. Mayor Welch will have a few words to say, and some more community leaders throughout the community will be there. And it's hosted by Quest for Life.
Okay.
Maurice Scott, that lost his son a few years ago to gun violence, he's hosting the event, and it's going to be in St. Petersburg, Florida. And I will send you the flyer for that as well.
And that's a peace walk, September 30th,
September 17th. It's a week
2017.
from now. Mm-hmm.
And what time does it start?
5:30.
5:30 p.m. And that's in St. Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Does the name Beyond Duty sound familiar? New Beginning
Who is it?
Ministry. Beyond Duty is a pastor, Beyond Duty there in St. Petersburg. New Beginning Community Church. They've been there for a while. They've been pastoring there for 37 years. And they're I'm going to share the information with them too. They just had one of the largest back to school bashes that I have seen in
Oh,
our
wow.
ministry. When I tell you it was a revival, those young people were giving their lives to Christ.
It's
Um,
called New Beginnings.
New Beginnings Community Church. Dr. Brenda and her husband, Dr. Celeste Beyond Duty. I'm going to share this live with her. But they do some great things in the community, also in St. Petersburg. They live in Waimama now, but they it's what they do. They love to connect. They love to do great things and be a blessing to other people. So I'm also
Mm-hmm.
going to share this live with her also, and they're in the St.
Okay.
Petersburg area. And hopefully she'll send you a friend request so that you could see that back to school bash. Oh my God.
Right.
I've seen a lot of back to school bash, but this was the largest back to school bash / revival that I've seen. And as you said, it has to start somewhere. And
Yes,
connections
it
is
does.
what it is. Connection is what it is. And there's no little I's, no big U's, because we're doing it. We can come together and bless more
Right.
and encourage one another. Do you reach out to the radio stations on Black Power 96 FM?
I don't know anything about that one, but I know I was just on Melanie Lavender's show.
I saw that. I saw that. I was trying to listen to the interview. Too bad the mics were messing up.
Yeah, I was just on her show, and I just spoke at a church in St. Petersburg. Can't remember their name.
Um, Black Power 96 FM, DJ Eddie, your announcements can be free. So when you're doing things, you can send those announcements to him and he will announce them. Sometimes I even go so far as to
Okay.
work with you about being able to promote it. But
If
he's
you
really,
could send me his information.
I will, and it's called Black Power 96 FM. The indie artists that have like brand new songs, they play them on the radio in Black Power 96 FM. So they're in all black radio station,
Okay.
and they even bring the young people in and train them how to work in a radio station. So another
Okay.
opportunity for young blacks to be able to understand the industry from behind the mic.
Right.
So they do train them to do that. And we met a lawyer in Fort Myers. I know that's not in our reach, but what he does, Joe North, what he does is when the young people decide they want to go be a lawyer, he takes them with them in the courtroom so they can see actual courtroom experiences, courtroom
Oh,
cases.
wow.
And I thought that was so awesome. We did an interview with him. Powerful man, powerful. He is so humble. Him and his wife Bonita North in Fort Myers. But you never know how God's reach is across our counties.
Yeah.
But he will those young people that want to be a lawyer, he will bring them in and bring them into court with him and let them be able to feel that trial experience. So we
Wow.
thank God for people like
Yeah.
that. Yes, yes. Shout out to the North Law Firm
Mhm.
in Fort Myers, Florida.
Mhm. Just a little food for thought. I just want to share it with everybody uh, to sum up the conversation that we had on tonight.
Uh huh.
Ignorant of each other is what has made unity impossible in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, we need enlightenment. We need more light about each other. Light create
Hmm.
understanding. Understanding create love. Love create patience, and patience creates unity. Once we have more light, once we have more knowledge, which is light about each other, we will stop condemning each other,
Yes,
and a united front will be brought about.
that's good. That's good.
Very well said.
Yes, yes, ma'am. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. So, any last words before we leave one another from this place, but not from one another in connection? Any last words from you, Miss Tracy?
I don't have anything else. I think we just about covered everything.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We thank you so much for sharing your heart, sharing your life and your testimony with us on tonight. And I know those that were online, I'm sure got a feel of what it is that you do and your heart and your love for what it is that you do, that you give of yourself, nothing selfish about it. Doesn't matter who's doing it. Let's just all, as you say, become one. Not a I thing, but a we thing to be able to get the job done. So we appreciate you for what you do. We'll definitely be praying for you, especially because you're the grandmother of seven children. Oh my God, we know you need prayer in that area if you don't need it nowhere else. So we're just thankful for the babies. They are so precious in God's eyesight. We love our grandbabies,
That's right.
but we do
We
give a
love
hard
the
time like they
grandbabies,
give us
but
a hard time. Oh my
look,
goodness.
I'm not your ordinary grandma. I'm not
Okay.
always around. I'm the missing grandma half of the time.
Yeah, but they
But if
know that
they need
love
to
is
come, they
still
gotta
there.
get on that phone and call me.
Right. But listen, they know that the phone is still on. They can always call grandma if nothing else.
Absolutely.
And they got that FaceTime thing. So wherever you are, you can still talk to them.
I can still talk to them.
That's it. That's it. Not like we did. We didn't have the phone and the FaceTime like we do now. And I know it's 3,000 things that you got to do when you get off this live, I'm sure.
No, it's called take a shower and go to bed.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your life with us. We're going
And
to
I thank
share
you so
this.
much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to share this live. Don't forget, walk a mile in our shoes.net. You can reach Tracey Washington to connect with her. Questions that you may have. If you're interested in joining the Manatee County of NAACP 5113B, make sure you reach out to her. $30 a year. Also, if you are interested in any of the reforms that she's taking part in, the Minnesota Reentry Project Incorporated, please, by all means, reach out to her. Again, that's walkamouthinourshoes.net, to reach out to Miss Tracey Washington to connect you to where you need to be a blessing in the community. Minnesota, Manatee, Sarasota chapter leader for Florida Restoration Rights Coalition. She's also a part of that, a part of Family Against Mandatory Minimum since 2002, sentence reform. I think I covered it all.
And you did. And also, if anybody has any donations of old tennis shoes or sneakers, you would call them, Welcome Out is always looking for sneakers so that we can
Gotcha.
put at the bottom of the monuments for those that don't have shoes left of their loved ones. So we're always looking for sneakers to go with the monument.
That is so awesome. Do you want pictures also, or just the shoes?
Just the shoes.
Gotcha. Okay. You heard it here. To be a part of that monument, they're looking for sneakers from your loved ones. Walkingallinourshoes.net, and reach out to Tracey Washington. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. We already have a whole lot of problems. Already have a whole lot of kids missing from the dinner table from Christmas and for Thanksgiving. Now
Absolutely.
let us try to help save the other ones. And just as a last minute shout out to our sponsors, FPF Investment Groups, Dr. John Frierson, also to Scylla Gibson, Scylla's International Cooking, and also to Good Credit RX, along with Credible Tax Pro, Chanel Johnson, Kimberly Shannon. I shout out to them for seeing the vision and sticking and staying behind us and putting their money where their mouth is, trying to support hanging with the walkers. With that being said, shout out to our pastor, Overseer Apostle Lucinda Rich in the Fort Pierce area. She is the founder, overseer, apostle of the End Time Prophetic Deliverance Ministries in Fort Pierce, Florida. And she is our overseer for connecting in the spirit. When you get a chance, make sure you go to Amazon, look up my new release called My Broken Pieces. I promise you, you won't be the same from the beginning of the end of this book. Still move, still touch, still tears, even trying to go through and go back over what it is God gave me to put in this book. But you got to remember that you're not broken. You're forever growing. The things that you're going through that you think, because I'm broken, I can't do this, I can't do that, but you can sell in on your broken pieces of hurt, broken pieces of pain. And we have someone right here tonight that's doing that. All her broken pieces of hurt, loss of a loved one, incarcerated father. But she didn't stop, she didn't quit. She sailed in on her broken pieces, and she's standing proud before you today to understand and know that she's not broken. She's forever growing, and she's fighting her way to save others in the midst
And
of.
she took those broken pieces that the enemy thought was stumbling blocks and made them stepping stones.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And we'll be praying your strength.
Amen.
We'll be praying your
Thank
strength, Miss
you.
Tracy, and we look forward to talking to you real soon.
Yes, very soon.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
Yes, ma'am.
you.
Have an
Have a
awesome
good
night.
night.
You too.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.